such an opening for that because they're the most interesting athletes because it's such a difficult thing to do emotionally, psychologically. There's so much involved in it. And then when you see behind the scenes, the struggle with weight cut, dealing with injuries, dealing with, training scenarios and coaching and all the shit they have to go through to get to the cage and to have the cage door shut is a fucking miracle. When you think about what they have to go through in training, I mean, everything you do is designed to break a body, and then you have to practice that. So you're practicing wrestling, that breaks bodies, kicking, that breaks bodies, punching breaks bodies, elbows, knees, all that shit. And then you're scrambling. You're always like in the risk of injury. And then you got to dehydrate the fuck out of yourself to make weight.
Well, it's what Kamaru said on this podcast that went so viral about it was a relief because every single day he woke up, it was this streak, this Anderson Silva streak. It was this pound for pound number one, the champion, everybody gunning for you. And I think me being able to talk to him every day, I see the pressures that he have. I see the, people, asking him for money and needing him for this and needing him for that. I don't know if you want me to say this, but basically he was just like, after he lost, like even some of the sponsors are not around no more.
Which is crazy.
It's just crazy.
Which is crazy.
He's still the number 4 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. You was just dominating the fight. You got head kicked, lost in the last minute. And now fighters is like, oh, we got a new champion. Let's go over here.
All those sponsors can go fuck themselves. If you would drop Kamaru Usman because of one kick knockout in a sport where that's like dropping like LeBron if someone dunked on him. Like, no, it's over.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, this is what the sport is. That is the consequences, and those consequences are available even to the greatest champions. If you get head kicked, that's it. That's the button. You get head kicked by Leon Edwards, that's the button.
Yeah.
And everybody would go. I would go. You would go. You get head kicked, that's just it. It was clean. There's no surviving that. That's how it is. That's the sport.
It was I remember being in the locker room, and I put my camera down. Because I was like shooting subtle shots of the screen. You can't really film the screen like that. The UFC won't let you do that, copyright reasons. But just a little bit. I remember it was a minute left. I remember when Herb Dean separated him with 2 minutes left. I had filmed that and put it in the video that I put out. I put the camera down. I was like, finna go to the bathroom. As soon as I put the camera down, I was just looking at the screen. He got head kicked. It was like seeing somebody get shot. Like I've unfortunately seen somebody get shot and killed before. So, like, he had his photographer in there as well, his Patty Cutts. And I turned around and looked at him, and he was just floored. And I was just like, this ain't real. Like,
right.
Nah, that didn't happen.
Right.
And I'm sitting there looking at Kamaru, and 10 seconds later, he's moving, and I'm like, seeing Leon run around the cage, and I'm like, did my boy just lose? Like, he just got knocked out, head kicked, cold?
So you missed the kick itself.
I saw it. No,
I
put the camera down.
And you saw it.
And I was literally about to go to the bathroom.
But it didn't seem real.
Yeah, it didn't. It's equivalent, like how numb my body was like seeing somebody get shot.
When Mike Tyson got knocked out, when he fought Buster Douglas, people had the exact same feeling. Like, there's no way that happened. Like, you don't believe it. You don't believe it. Like, this is what always happens. Kamaru wins. He goes in there, he stomps everybody, he wins.
Yeah, I feel like I always said this. I saw Khabib two weeks ago in Dubai. I was in Dubai, and I told him, I said, that's the only way I saw you or Kamaru losing. That was the way Khabib was going to lose too. If Khabib would have ever lost, he wasn't getting choked out. He wasn't getting dominated. Somebody was going to catch him, and he was going to be out like that. Speaking of Tyson, that's one of my first memories of fighting. Like, I was living in Carbondale, Illinois, and when that happened, I was a kid, and I saw grown men crying in the living room.
Wow.
Grown men. I saw grown men crying. Only other time I saw grown men crying like that, especially black men, was when Tupac died. And I was with grown men in the car, and they was listening to All Eyes on Me, and they were just crying. And I was just like, this is crazy. Like, for someone to have that type of impact on you to where it's that shocking that somebody could lose their life.
But it's also like we were talking about, like, anatomy of an NBA player. The consequences of an NBA player is losing a game. The consequences of losing a fight are so much graver.
Yes.
It's so much different. So
Yes.
there's so much more emotions.
Yes, 100%.
So much more on the line. If you could, like, you were with Kamaru when he lost.
Yeah.
You were in that. I mean, it's heavy shit,
Yeah,
man.
if the that's what's so passionate about this. If this was an NBA game and the Lakers lost to the Warriors, they may be like, oh, we play them in a month in Golden State.
Exactly.
Like, Kamaru got to wait half a year to get that get back.
It might be more.
You never know.
What if something comes along
with Leon or him?
What if someone comes along and they offer a big fight to Leon that is exciting, and then Leon loses?
See, this is my fear. A moment after the fight, we at the house. So Kamaru and Ali go to the hospital. Everybody, it's a fucking funeral in this fucking mansion we in. Everybody waiting on Kamaru. I'm talking about nobody talking. I'm sitting there packing up, getting ready to leave. Kamaru comes in. The fuck is wrong with y'all? Bro, I was beating his ass. Like, I'm cool. Like, the fuck? Like, calm down. So he like, what you doing? Like, to me. He like, where the fucking camera at? Pull the camera out. I'm like, all right. Yeah, he's like, pull the fucking camera out. He's like, bro, I'm going to beat his ass when we fight again. I'm cool. Like, hey, everybody, his mom's sad, his dad in there. I got all that footage that I'm going to use for I got some shit I'm going to release that, I just ended that film with like, see you soon. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's like, for me, like, to see that moment and capture it and be so close to the guy is powerful. I don't think, if I was with LeBron and his 50 managers, it's not the same type of intimate access.
No.
People always ask me like, man, you should get a bigger crew. And I'm thinking like, it wouldn't be the same. If I had a sound guy with me and a PI, and Kamal just want me and him to be in a fucking
wouldn't be the same
truck, and he talking to me, but he ain't talking to me. It's like you're there with Kamaru in a car.
That's the same thing with podcasts. I have friends, and I go and do their podcast, and they got 5 people in the room, and dudes with clipboards, and people shouting out suggestions. I'm like, bro, you're ruining your own show.
Yeah.
You're ruining your own show because you want it to be big. Because everybody wants like a bunch of people there, like working buttons, and it looks professional. I'm like, you want a skeleton crew if you're going to have a conversation. You just want 2 people so they can connect. Same thing with you and a camera. When you're in there hanging with those guys, that's our friend Will. That's not like some weird guy who knows what he's going to capture. Be careful around this dude. Don't say anything. That's a big part of what you capture that other people are not going to be able to get. They don't have your personality. Wow. That's a factor.
No, it goes a long way.
It goes a long way.
It goes a long way.
Everybody loves you. Yeah. It goes a long way.
Even Dana.
Yeah, he
Dana,
loves
my
you.
motherfucker.
Yeah. Well,
I think because